Same place Cowboys are. Anyway, so yeah, the last thing that I personally want to touch on, just to end today, I'm just going to take a minute or so to address one underlying thing from this entire podcast. It's subtly been there, and I think it's best epitomized by a post that I saw earlier about the first 20 starts for Daniel Jones and the first 20 starts for Jamarcus Russell. And it said that Jamarcus Russell was a bust. He was a bust. He was awful. He could throw the ball 1,000 yards in any direction, but you never knew which direction it was going to go in.
Because he didn't read the playbook.
Boy, he
didn't watch film.
He was an awful professional athlete.
If that story's absolutely true, I think
hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious.
Absolutely hilarious. This man said he gave him a blank tape and said, "What'd you think of those plays?" "Oh yeah, watch all of them."
From blitzes, it's a blank tape.
It's a blank tape. So anyway, I saw this stat, and it says that Daniel Jones has 19 interceptions and 23 fumbles to start in his first 20 starts. And Jamarcus Russell only had 14 interceptions and 16 fumbles. Yet we talked about Jamarcus Russell's turnover habits.
Jamarcus Russell was awful.
He was awful. But we're not giving Daniel Jones the same narrative that
I think that was another one and done.
Right,
college.
But we're not giving him the same advantage that we're giving Daniel Jones. We're saying Daniel Jones is going to be a career backup.
Don't say you. I think Daniel Jones is trash.
I've been saying me too.
I've been saying it.
I'm saying
as soon as they drafted him, I was just like,
but just public at large, Daniel Jones is not going to get the same attention or the same rap as a Jamarcus Russell, and then he ends up as a career backup. He gets to live out his life, getting $2 and $3 million contracts to sit on the bench and hold a clipboard.
I felt the same way about
that's going to be
Daniel Jones'
career
that I did about the Mitchell Trubisky draft.
I think the same.
But
Josh Freeman. Thing there. They're out on Mitchell Trubisky, but he won't get out of the league. He's going to go back somebody up and become a career backup, and that's going to be the next 15 years of his life.
NFL journeyman quarterback.
That's what ends up happening.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Dude, you can hang around so long as a backup quarterback, but look at RG3. He's only gone to one place to back up anybody because nobody wanted him, even as a backup. You know, because he was quote unquote limited.
No, this is his second backup job in Baltimore.
But
after he went to Cleveland and got them their win. He broke the streak.
But didn't he go there to start?
He did start.
Yeah.
And got them their one win.
Yeah, he was starting there, not just backing up. I'm talking about being when you just after your first contract, you're just career backup. You're never to start ever again. That job is reserved for particularly smart guys. Kellen Moore was a very similar situation where he was a smart guy, so they took him.
Kellen
the
Moore
Rams used him after like a contract or two. He was kind of a journeyman, and then now he's coaching because
Kellen Moore's a joke.
Yeah, he's a joke of an actual athlete. But I just think,
he just went to Boise State and played in an awful conference.
Yeah, but this kind of goes along with the whole Black Sports Entertainment thing. I think that you have. And it's been touched on plenty recently, and not to beat the dead horse, but you have different standards for the black quarterbacks and for every other quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You do have there's definitely a different standard that they are held to, and you see it with, you see it with the situation with Teddy Bridgewater. You see it with Kyler Murray. Both of those guys, and I'm using those two as my example because they're fairly new to their starting jobs. But both of them know you get down. They were both down this past week, but they both know as a black quarterback, you can't afford to get down in a ball game and not fight back. You have to fight back. You have to play better. You have to go back in there and play the next series. It would have been easy for either of them to mail in the game like Andy Dalton did. Andy Dalton, granted, I'm not saying that he wasn't playing hard, but he wasn't producing at any level. He was kind of like, going through the motions at a point you could tell because they were, just physically getting outmatched. And if Kyler Murray or Teddy Bridgewater ever had that kind of demeanor on the sideline, if they ever had that kind of, lackadaisical attitude towards not winning and being behind, people would question their leadership qualities. And I don't think that's fair. I think that, you should be able to have a bad game or have a series of bad games, and your coach stick by you, and your GM stick by you, and the community stick by you, because it's the NFL is the highest level of football. It's difficult. It's not easy. So going out there saying, oh, well, you lost to so and so this week, you threw 2 interceptions, and you only threw for 180 however many yards. That's easy to say. It's even harder to do. So we just got to take a step back and not be so quick to step out on black quarterbacks, because if you ever give up on Dak for throwing 4 interceptions, you'll never get him at his 4 touchdown, 580-yard game.
Right.
You'll never see that if you're out on him when he throws for 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions and 180 yards. You'll never see that.
I think with that one, ever since now, when you hear black quarterback, you just look at them through the Michael Vick lens now, because I guess not to play into the stereotypes, but we got the faster guys. And so if we have a quarterback, we typically look at him to be a scrambler, and just look at everyone in history to Moon, Campbell, all the quarterbacks through history, kind of McNabb.
I was saying McNabb. See, McNair even. I mean, all of them.
And you just kind of look, and you always think about the plays they can make with their legs, and then here comes Michael Vick, and they're just like, that's what the revolution, or the stereotypical black quarterback, someone who's also pretty fast and can throw. And so now we kind of comparing them to the black quarterbacks, and you look at all of them can run now. So now you just kind of, that has become the standard. That is what you're now expecting. So quarterbacks who can make plays with their legs as well. So you've got the Russell Wilsons, the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes, and think Kyler Murray's. You always look, they're also who can do more. So when you look at us, you think, well, what can you do? Or what else can you do? You could,
right. Can you read a defense? Can you
all these other deals?
Can you throw outside the numbers? Can you throw the deep ball?
Or even can you stay inside the pocket? You just kind of you expect them to not be able to do as much.
And I mean, even outside of that, you think about Cam Newton, what he wears and how he dresses gets more attention than what he does on the football field, because he's under that lens as a prominent black athlete.
Exactly.
You don't even know what George Kittle wears. And he looks wild, but you don't even know what George Kittle wears, because
kind of like a hippie.
Yeah, because it's not he's
publicized.
Not it's not looked at the same way. And I think testament to black culture. People love it. People want to see it, want to be a part of it. But at the same time, they want it to kind of be in the background, not in the foreground. And I think whenever it comes to the foreground, they start looking for the holes in their game versus why they're so good. And I think that the one exception, there's a few, but Patrick Mahomes is one of them, and the other one is Russ. They kind of dodged that bullet by falling more into the traditional quarterback role when they started. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was P.S., he can run, versus a runner that throws the ball too, which is what the label, the moniker that a lot of those other quarterbacks get. And I think that's just not fair. We got to give everybody a chance. We've got to look at it fairly. If Eli Manning as my key example. If you lead the world in interceptions for half of your career, are you really great? I think that he just hasn't done anything. No offense. I'm not trying to offend any Giants fans, but 2 Super Bowls were incredible runs by their defense, and then outside of that, what has he ever actually produced? Every other season was this is the second pick in the draft. So I just think, we just got to be fair to everyone, and give everyone a fair shake, and let's just be impartial as much as we can. If you're terrible, you're terrible.
Don't kind of come into this mold, was put on this lens, expecting someone to do this.
Right.
Just evaluate them for exactly what they can do with zero expectations. Just let it be that.
let it be that. Because I mean, yeah, look at Dak. Dak also had that like reputation of being a runner, and it's like he's not a runner. He is a pocket passer. Like, yes, he can.
Who's
a
little bit faster and more athletic.
He's a little faster, a little more athletic, but he is a passer. So like, let's not even bring up the runner mold for him. You know. So yeah,
and that's just kind of how it goes. But
yeah. And still Daniel Jones had the longest run of any quarterback this season.
And he reached top speed because stuff like that is misleading. Because let's be real, like if Daniel Jones raced Lamar Jackson,
Lamar Jackson about to smoke.
It's not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
No. But I mean, yeah, that's my thing. It's let's not just be so quick to be running quarterback. Everyone is just a quarterback. Quarterbacks have to run sometimes, as what the NFL calls for.
And some just happen to be faster than the others.
Jared Allen, same thing. My man is he's just a good quarterback, you know? And so he has to run the ball because that's what's dictated by the flow of the game. So, yeah, don't be so quick to just call someone a runner. We're all quarterbacks out here.
Indeed.
So,
indeed.
Yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for us. Once again, thank anyone who's come out and listened, liked, shared, or commented. Make sure you follow us on all forms of social media.
Yes, you can, on Twitter, Instagram at Black Sports ENT, or individually, I'll be at Seriously X Savage on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm BEEMER. That's Beamer_Ben. And that's both Instagram. That's the Twitter. But yeah, we got to keep spreading that positive message. We're all just quarterbacks out here.
Trying to make it. Yeah, so make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I think we're going to be starting our YouTube page here shortly as well, so make sure you follow us there as well. So look out for that.
Look out for it. All right, that's going to be it for us. I'm Ben.
And I'm Brian.
Take it easy.